on.
Oh, look at it. She bought that. Period.
What's the craziest conspiracy theory you think about, but you wouldn't tell nobody?
Conspiracy theory?
Yeah.
You got one tapped in? Craziest conspiracy theory. Pizzagate. They all did that shit. They got the island. Yeah, Bill Gates. Goddamn. The first lady. Goddamn the Trump. Yeah, all of them. They tapped in.
Hey, Mike, what's your worst breakup story?
My worst breakup story? I caught him in bed cheating. I whooped that.
Oh, man. That's sad.
Hey.
All right, next question. What's heavier, a pound of pillows or a pound of pennies?
A pound of pennies.
Pound of pennies. This is the last one.
He can't even say it. He's hearing down.
I'm not going to answer that question.
Yo, welcome to the New Normal Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in. We're going to talk about this Carlee Russell press conference today. Today, I got the lovely ladies back with me. If y'all did not see their podcast last night, it was A1 off the chain. It was lit. Y'all introduce yourselves real quick.
This is Carlee, CEO of Pink Empire LLC here in Birmingham.
Hey y'all, it's the controversial queen, your girl Ashanti. You can follow me on social media platforms at Ashanti After 9 or Ashanti Jordan. Let's get into it.
And y'all know who it is, your boy says. So today, I want to tell y'all I'm revoking everybody black card who believe Carlee Russell was a real story. We tried to tell y'all a million times. Look, I was on a cruise last week. I got off the boat Saturday. Soon as I turned my phone back on and seen this story, I said, this is BS. Because ain't no black woman saving no child going 70 miles an hour at night on the side of the road, 459. That's not going to happen. I'm sorry. I don't care how y'all feel, but we revoking black cards. I can't believe that y'all thought this was a real thing.
I got a question.
And not a hoax. Go ahead.
Okay, so do I still have my black card? Because I actually changed my mind.
No. Well, you changed your mind in enough time.
Yeah, I did.
Because you was one of the people, and y'all, the people that told Carlee she needed time when she got back in the house, y'all are accessory to crime. No, I agree. Y'all are accessory to the crime.
I don't think you get your black card back.
Because y'all knew this was a lie. Y'all want to get this girl time to come up with a better lie.
No, said you even agreed yesterday with me.
What did I say?
I said I felt like when she walked in the house at 9:15.
Yeah, I said that because that makes sense.
And she shouldn't have to get on live at 9:16.
They were saying that the next day and the next day.
See, I want to agree with the next day. I felt like after a good checkup from the doctor and a good night rest, she should be able to vocalize what was going on with her and what was going on with her in the trailer, the $106, the granola and the cheeses. I thought she could be able to do all that.
Okay. Well, look, let's look at let's look at it. Who is you the CEO?
Yep, I will turn it over to Mayor Mercado.
Big head what?
You big head Suge. I don't know what they're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Let me skip ahead because this is the part that really matters.
Quickly, it's not.
Yeah, drop if you listening right now. Also, if you're in the comments, please let us know. Tag yes if you feel like you still think Carlee is telling the truth, and tag no if you think she lying. If
y'all think she's telling the truth, like Ashanti said, tag yes. What'd you say? Yes.
Yeah, yes. If you think she's telling the truth, no. If you think she up there lying, and that the Hoover Police Department got it wrong.
Because this press conference, we're just gonna watch it. We're gonna talk about it because I can't believe, like today, I'm still in disbelief that y'all thought this was a real thing. Let's go.
Besides me, stands the team who played a significant role in this investigation. I want to thank our department, members of surrounding local law enforcement agencies, the FBI, Secret Service, United States Marshals, and ALEA for their assistance in this case. We said from the evening of July 13th, our focus would be the safe return of Carlee Russell. That occurred on Saturday, July 15th, approximately 49 hours after she called 911 and disappeared. From that point, our focus has been to determine Carlee's whereabouts during that time and what exactly took place. Let me say up front, this investigation is not over. We're still working this case, and we'll work in this case until we uncover every piece of evidence that helps us account for the 49 hours that Carlee Russell was missing. However, through the public interest, and in some cases, public fear that this story has generated, We owe it to our citizens to tell them the facts that we have uncovered. So I will give you the facts that we know today. On July 13th, at approximately 8:20 p.m., Carlee left work from a business at the Summit. Surveillance video from her place of employment shows Carlee concealed a dark-colored bathrobe, a roll of toilet paper, and other items belonging to the business prior to her departure. She ordered food.
That right there.
She's trying to escape in luxury, ain't it?
The first thing he gets into, she concealed all of this stuff from her job. What is she finna do with all this?
She finna ride that bus in luxury. She finna get up there with her black robe on, her toilet tissue. She got 2-ply. Yeah.
Remember, y'all ain't got y'all black card out there. If you thought this store was real, once again, your black card is revoked.
Food from Taziki's at the Colonnade and traveled there. She then traveled to Target on 280, where she purchased some granola bars and Cheez-Its. From there, she remained in the parking lot at that shopping center until 9:21 p.m. when she drove to I-459. Carlee communicated on her cell phone with individuals known to her while on her path of travel up to the point of calling 911 at 9:34 p.m. And at this time, we will play the 911 call in its entirety.
She about to piss me off.
That Carlee gonna piss you off?
Yeah, because when I was waiting on this, I just knew I was about to be pissed.
Can we just take credit that this man is dressing, boy? He got that purple pink blazer on. Down there in Hoover.
Okay, and were you headed southbound or northbound? Like towards Tuscaloosa or towards you?
About to piss me off.
Towards Tuscaloosa.
About to piss you off.
And was the child on the left or right side? On the right side. Were they walking northbound or southbound? They're walking towards Tuscaloosa. Walking southbound. How old do they look? Like a toddler, like maybe like 3 or 4. Did you pull over with them? Are you still with them? Yes. Okay, are you with the child right now? No, I'm not. I didn't get out of the car. I can see them though. Do you mind staying and keeping an eye on them until we get there? Yeah, sure, yeah. Okay, what kind of car are you in? I'm in a red Mercedes-Benz. Is it a sedan or SUV? SUV. I mean, it's a sedan. Sorry. Can you put your hazards on for me?
She already lying because she don't know what to say.
Okay. Did you talk to the child at all, or did you say anything to them? No. Okay. No. Do they look like they're injured? No, they don't. Are they white, Pakistani, or Asian? They're white. Okay. Is it male or female? I think it's a boy, a little boy. White male? Okay. So is he wearing clothes? Yes. Okay. What is he wearing? It's a white t-shirt, and it doesn't look like he has any pants on. It looks like a diaper. And you don't see any cars anywhere? No cars anywhere.
Y'all think she can see what sex a baby is at their late?
I mean, if they in front of the headlights, she about to hit them maybe, but depending on what we saw on the camera, no.
She don't even know if she in a car or truck.
And you don't see any injuries on the child from where you're at, correct? No, but I can't really see them that good. Okay, try to keep an eye on them for the best you can, because I don't want you to lose track of them. Okay. All right, and do they have shoes on? No. Not that I can see. I can't really see that look. Okay. All right. I've got them on the way, okay? Just try to keep an eye on them, but the officers are on the way, okay? Okay, thanks. Thank you.
Then I gotta ask why the dispatcher didn't stay on the phone with her.
Because you're not obligated. Like, she's not obligated to stay. Because like I've called the police before when I've seen car accidents.
Mm-hmm.
I even was on the way to work, and there was a guy who was about to jump off the bridge, and like
what?
Yeah, it was like right down the street from where I work. And I was terrified, and I called the police. They only asked for my number and my name and what was going on, and that was it.
Dang.
The only time that they will stay on the phone with you typically is if you are like in danger. So like if someone was trying to break in the house and get to me, but if you are just reporting something, you don't have an obligation to like stay on the phone with them.
But she did say, I want you to stay with them so that we don't lose them.
Yeah, but like, the lady didn't stay on the phone with Carlee though.
Yeah, she didn't.
Carlee called a relative after speaking with the 911 operator. She went missing during that conversation sometime after 9:36 p.m. Traffic camera footage was obtained which depicted this portion of the incident, and that footage was analyzed as part of the investigation in conjunction with the 911 call and cell phone data to accurately determine the time frame. Carlee's 911 call remains the only report of a child on the interstate, despite numerous.
So he's saying that was the only call that night. How y'all feel about that? And they saying it was other calls that happened at night too.
Right, it's conflicting because it wasn't the trucker that called and then the accident, whatever.
Yeah.
Did he say that was the only call that night regarding that child though? I think he put some specifications on it.
Let's see.
Called a relative after speaking with the 911 operator. She went missing during that conversation sometime after 9:36 p.m. Traffic camera footage was obtained which depicted this portion of the incident, and that footage was analyzed as part of the investigation in conjunction with the 911 call and cell phone data to accurately determine the time frame. Carlee's 911 call remains the only report of a child on the interstate, despite numerous vehicles passing through the area at that time. No one has called to report that a child is missing, and the Hoover Police Department did not locate any evidence of a small child walking down the interstate. Data from Carlee's phone, including her Life 360 app, shows that she traveled approximately 600 yards in her vehicle while she was on the phone with 911, stating that she was following a child. 600 yards. That is 6 football fields straight.
What did I say last night? Why in the world would she keep driving so long on the median? That's 6 football fields.
That's a fast walking baby.
That's how you feel.
Stamina.
God dang.
Look, like you said, she was looking for that cut or whatever.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. She was looking for the cut. That's why she slowed down.
The Hoover 911 Center received a second.
Hey, y'all make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all like it and share the video.
Second call from Carlee's mother stating that a relative was on the phone with her when they heard Carlee scream, and then they had an open phone line. Hoover police officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes of being dispatched, and several other officers arrived shortly. They located Carlee's wig and cell phone in the grass near the vehicle. Her purse was located in the front seat of her vehicle with her Apple Watch in the purse. The food she ordered for tzatziki's was also in the car. The items she purchased from Target, as well as the items taken from her place of employment, were not in the vehicle, nor were they located anywhere around the scene.
So I got to ask y'all, she went missing, but we all had everything that he's saying before this press conference. Who in the world did she tell all of this to, and who did they see this happen to? Was it her friend? Like, did she get on the phone with them? How did she call them? Because she left her cell phone.
I think the person that she called after she got off the phone with the police was like, "Come get me. I'm on the way."
Okay. Yeah, because this makes no sense. Because how do we? Everybody knew about her stealing from work. Everybody knew about,
Hey, this is what I think. Because as of now, from what I heard, my sources was not lying.
No, they weren't lying.
Right? They was telling
they was A1.
I highly believe when I said there was a separate search party, I believe select people in that search party knew exactly what was going on.
Of course.
And they had rallied around enough people for them to say, well, we all don't know what's going on because there's some real people in that group, like maybe the ex-boyfriend who really didn't know what was going on, but it was pulling on his heartstrings. And then you got the alleged cousins and alleged boyfriends, a brother's girlfriend or whatever. You know what I mean? Like there were some other people in on this.
And then I heard brother's girlfriend said, keep her out of it. But she originally the one who made a post.
And we don't.
Now she's saying, keep me out of it.
She said, keep her name out of it. We don't even know her name.
Right.
I tried to find her page. They wouldn't give me the page.
As long as y'all ain't prayer shaming no more. We need to stop the prayer shaming. We prayed for the girl. Only the people that wasn't black prayed for the girl that she was gonna come back, because I revoked y'all black card, because I told y'all from Jump Street this story sounded fugazi, which y'all just wanted to go with the narrative that we hoped that she was dead when she showed up, or that people don't care about black people, which is so false. Black women, I know y'all got to put those specifications in there.
Hoover Police deployed all available assets from the point in the search for Carlee. Additional resources were called in to include our own drone unit, crime scene investigators. Numerous detectives responded to the scene. Throughout the day Friday, officers from surrounding local and federal agencies assisted Hoover Police in the search for Carlee Russell. Officers returned to the scene on 459 to conduct a thorough line search for evidence. K-9 teams from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department responded to check for any sign of Carlee, the child that she claimed to see, and anything else that could be considered evidence in this case. Those searches all turned up empty. Private citizens, including search parties organized by her family, friends, began looking everywhere that they could to find any trace. These searches took place throughout the day Friday and again on Saturday, yielding nothing.
I just want to address a comment that says she may have had two phones. While she may have had two phones, I feel like they would have released the fact that she had an additional phone with her when she was either found or when the FBI started tapping into like her Google searches and all that kind of stuff. I feel like it would have been brought up. I'm not saying she didn't have two phones, but if she did, I feel like Hoover would have definitely put it in a press conference.
Is there any way that they could not know that she had two phones?
Well, I'm gonna put it like this: if it's anywhere in her name, because if they going through your Google searches, they going through your the searches she had from work, all of those things. I guarantee if she had two phones under one, account, or if she had a phone with Sprint and had one with AT&T, they would be going through that too.
Because she possibly had somebody else's phone.
Well, now see, that could be a possibility.
Well, that's why I feel like she was not alone at the Red Roof Inn. She was laid up, and whoever she was with, she just put a text me now number on their phone to communicate, because she was communicating with somebody the whole time she was missing. So she could have just put the text me now number on their phone, since he already has a phone, since she ditched her phone.
I don't think it was no dude laid up with her.
So I got a question. We keep saying Red Roof Inn, Red Roof Inn, Red Roof Inn, but we still haven't seen any videos, and we know hotels have videos out there. Do y'all think the Red Roof Inn is factual or not?
Because they did not mention it in the press conference.
They didn't mention it in the press conference, but just off the validity of the things that I heard from my source, I do believe the Red Roof Inn was an ordeal. Now, if Hoover is aware of those things, that may not.
So you don't think, we all know about it, you don't think Hoover that's searching this don't know about it?
Well, if they don't have a video or they don't have confirmation, because maybe the cousin checked them in, you know what I mean? And she went to the room, because those rooms go to outside. Yeah. So anybody can just pull up. You don't have to go through a lobby to get into the room.
But you don't think they got cameras outside in the parking lot?
I mean, yeah, but are they going to be able to like determine that that's her?
I got you.
Without the wig. Yeah. So I do think that there is some validity to that, because I know in real time they was telling me they was at the Red Roof.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
At 10:44 p.m. on July 15th, the Hoover 911 center receives a call from Carlee's residence stating that she returned home on foot. In subsequent investigations, detectives obtained surveillance footage of Carlee walking down the sidewalk alone prior to arrival at her residence. She was conscious and speaking with paramedics when she was transported to UAB. Detectives were able to obtain a brief statement from her prior to being treated and released. During the statement, she told detectives that while traveling down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road and called 911. She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She claimed that the man then picked her up and she screamed. She stated he then made her go over a fence. She claims he then forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler. She stated that the male was with a female. However, she never saw the female, only hearing her voice. She also told detectives she could hear a baby crying. She told detectives the male had orange hair with a big bald spot on the back. She said she was able to escape the 18-wheeler and fled on foot only to be captured again and then was put in a car. She claims she was then blindfolded.
This story sounds so crazy.
And he sounds annoyed actually reading it.
I'm pissed off just reading this. Listen to this.
It sounds so fabricated.
She took the stuff from the movie.
He made.
Is that how that happened in the movie?
I don't know. She been watching movies. Look, remember Salt? If she watched Salt, remember she had escaped a little bit, then she had got recalled again.
Dang, she damn sure did.
You know, so if she's watching these movies of like they had me in a trailer and there was other girls around, Taken, that girl was around other girls she never saw.
Right.
When she was in that sex thing. She was taking the stuff that she seen on the movies.
Folded, but was not tied up because the captor said they did not want to leave impressions on her wrists.
Who gets blindfolded and remains blindfolded and their arms are accessible?
Right. And you
So how did she climb the fence?
You had to fight for your life.
She said she climbed the fence because she fight for her life, but your arms was never bound.
You fight for your life, but your arms was never bound while you was blindfolded, and you're not gonna pull your blindfold up to see where you're going. This makes no sense. The moment said she fought for her life, this is why you know this is bad. And I can't believe that the mother and the father went along with this. This is stupid.
She's Laura Cry.
She said that they took her into a house and made her get undressed. She believes they took pictures of her, but she does not remember them having any physical or sexual contact. She stated the next day she woke up.
He said she don't remember.
She don't remember. But they asked later, there was no
fed cheese crackers by the female. She said the woman also played with her hair, but could not remember anything else.
This must be a party.
This must be a white lady playing in your hair, because y'all know white women be touchy-feely.
Not with her wig cap or her braids to the back.
That's probably why she did it, because she looked like Celie.
Because then they do her nails too.
She looked like Celie.
They was about to dress her up.
She was trying to figure out what was going on.
At some point, she was put back in a vehicle she claims was able to escape while it was in the West Hoover area. She told detectives she ran through lots of woods until she came out near her residence.
So just so happened she gets released and runs through woods, and she in her neighborhood. What is the odds of you getting kidnapped in your own neighborhood and then you get set free and you get you like, damn, there go my house right there.
It's happened before.
What's the odds?
Name it.
The Wizard of Oz.
Okay. What's the odds of your abductor saying, we don't want your money, we don't want sex, we just want a couple naked pictures and the blindfold you just for maybe 2 days, and then we're gonna let you go
and paint your toes, and give you cheese crackers.
We need these noobs to have crackers. Prime nail care. Okay,
this is stupid. Like I told y'all, the reason that people was mad about this situation, because how dare you play on our intelligence? How dare you play on the community like this? People went out there. I ain't go out there because I knew this was a lie. But people went out there and searched for your black ass, and you thought it was cool to do this. Like my wife said some real shit. She said this sound like when you was young and your boyfriend called your phone and you tell your friend to pick it up and tell him, "Hey, I'm crying about you." She said that she told her friend, "Hey, pick up the phone, tell him I'm missing." And it just went farther than what it was supposed to go.
She didn't watch the end of these movies that she was Googling, because it never works out in your favor.
Ever.
In this interview, detectives noted that Carlee had a small injury to her lip, and she claimed that her head was hurting. She also had a tear in her shoulder.
Actually, she was saved by her dad. So she was waiting on her man to come in and like jump through and fight up bad guys, jump on the boat, come scoop her up, go all the way to Tennessee,
was he even out there looking?
Yeah, he was.
With which group?
With the second group, the small group, which is why I said I feel like they had people that didn't know compiled with other people.
That group was probably set up to make sure.
Do you think her boyfriend was in on it?
No, I don't, because
what makes you think that her boyfriend went in on this?
The reason.
Why do we keep using the word boyfriend? She blocked him, like they were going through something.
Well, wasn't she texting him from an unknown number while she was
I don't know if she was texting him from an unknown number, but they did say he was blocked. Then when she got missing he's not unblocked.
And what does that mean on Instagram? Probably because
I
that's
don't know.
important to young folks.
But see, this is the thing. The second group allegedly was about to go to Georgia because they got a tip.
And she was in Georgia?
Yes.
She was trying to get to Tennessee.
Which is why I feel like some people felt like that. I feel like some people knew where she was and they was trying to get the party out of Alabama so that she could now be able to maneuver out of the state and go to Tennessee.
So we in this time of believe all women. Does this hurt the credibility of women?
I think this hurts the credibility of her. But she ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't be lying.
But you're a woman and you're black. And we can't act like people don't live for other people. I don't care. I know y'all saying this is Carlee, but we do. When I walk outside the door, I am a representation of our community, black people, black men. So if someone encounters me I make the news, someone might stereotype all of us as this what, black people do because Cedric went out there and did X, Y, Z. Is this a stain on black
So
women?
I think people that have the ability to do that usually don't have good discernment, right? So if you can just see one person and completely put them in one category and you can't be able to differentiate the details of that person to say like, this person may be a little bit more like this type of guy or this type of girl, vice versa. That isn't a person that I would even listen to advice from because they don't have good discernment to be able to determine if this is a person that's telling the story online versus something like with Anaya Blanchard, who was, her story was honest from the jump.
You know what I thought about? Y'all remember, now we talking about taking and what I just said. Y'all remember Liam Neeson? Oh, excuse me. Liam Neeson got caught all that flack because he said something about he didn't like black people because his daughter or somebody had got raped.
No, I don't know who that is.
Not familiar.
So the dude from Taken said somebody close to him got raped or abused or some type of stuff like that. And he just hated all black people because of that. And it's like, that's crazy to say because you don't know everybody. And if people was out here just doing it at that rate, it would happen more often.
Yeah.
Like sometimes some people get a bad hand in life,
And I think he also may have been motivated by something else. I think that was a confirmation for him to feel like how he was going to feel towards black men.
Oh, so you think he already felt the way,
yeah.
and then
but
that
now
just reassured him.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So.
I think where we are, especially here in Alabama, and all these Confederate flags, there are Caucasian people out there that are like, I can't believe they wasted our tax dollars on putting this into this girl, and it should never happen again. And they're not going to want to put the same energy in to locating another missing grown 25-year-old woman in the event that it would reoccur. And it could be real that time.
Like I told y'all, if a black woman go missing, she with an old dude or her uncle kidnapped her. And I stand by that.
Sure. Detectives also noted that she had $107 cash in her right sock.
She had $107 cash in her right sock.
And
she said these people made her get naked in it.
And they let her put the money back though.
This don't even make sense.
Maybe she kept her socks on.
Out of respect for Carlee and her family.
Well, that could have happened. She could have.
Because men, when they get busy, they keep their socks on. When they're not familiar.
What you're not finna tell me is
what you're not been watching that. What's that man that do the P word with the dreads that always had the socks on?
I don't know.
He was probably like in Booty Talk 45.
You're not getting ready to tell me that this person is taking nude photos of you and they trying to get their money's worth of everything in the foot fetish community is booming. And then you keep your socks on?
Well, I'm gonna say this. Her feet might not be pretty.
So
it might have been better for her to keep the socks
some
on.
People they get into weird stuff.
So you mean people like ugly feet?
People like you to put your feet in peanut butter and all kind of disgusting stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Their feet ugly.
Yes.
But for that to be in the press conference,
people want dirty panties that you ain't wash your
to say something. She had to tell that had to be her part of her statement that they won't publicly release.
That is the statement.
She had to tell them, yeah, they took pictures of me and I kept my socks on and I had $107.
That is the statement.
So if we keep asking if she has mental issues, I think that just answered it for us.
I told y'all she had mental issues because I got a family member. I ain't gonna say her name because I know my family be watching. But I got a family member had a psychotic break, and she kind of did something similar, not to this extreme, but something similar, and she's heavily medicated to this day.
Detectives did not press for additional information in this interview and made plans to speak with her in detail after giving her time to rest. Detectives continue analyzing data from Carlee's cell phone that was left behind at the scene. We enlisted the help of the United States Secret Service in conducting this analysis. Part of what data includes several internet searches in the days leading up to her disappearance that I think are very relevant to this case.
When he said, I think this is very relevant to this case, it's like he about to drop a bombshell. He looks at the
He is about to drop a bombshell. Look off at the floor.
At 7:30 a.m., the term "you have to pay for an Amber Alert" was searched. On July 13th.
Why is she searching? Do you have to pay for an Amber Alert or search?
Because she already got the money.
Because she know her parents got that big money, they gonna pay for it.
But I'm saying she gonna be the one missing. She ain't got to pay for it.
She should have searched.
Or maybe she thinking if they do it for her and she comes back up, would she have to pay for it?
I don't know.
Like you said, they could. Was it gonna be restitution if they charge her, or some type of punishment?
Yeah, restitution.
So I don't know. Maybe that's why she was looking it up.
At 1:03 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term "how to take money from a register without being caught." Searched.
My girl.
And she gotta be. This girl gotta be slower than slow. Because how hard is it to take money out of the register? Like what? Like
she wasn't trying to get caught. She probably was trying to do this over a time period.
I tell you what, this whole story gives Ashley Grayson.
This is
just
what
lies.
Is this Ashley Grayson?
Isn't she the tax lady?
Yeah, but it's just a bunch of lies.
And she had paid to get somebody bang
murder
bang.
for hire. She just got picked up by the feds. Murder for hire. She went to kill everybody.
Oh dang.
Maybe we should talk about that.
On July 13th at 2:13 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term Birmingham bus station was searched. On July 13th, 2:35 a.m., a search for a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville was conducted with a departure date of July 13th. On July 13th.
And that is the day she went missing, July 13th, right? None of this is by coincidence. And this is sad. I told y'all, when I first heard it, this sounds so far-fetched.
At 12:10 p.m., a search for the movie Taken, a film about abduction, was conducted. There were 2 searches related to Amber Alerts on a computer at Carlee's place of employment, including one regarding the maximum age of an Amber Alert. There were other searches on Carlee's phone that appeared to shed some light on her mindset, but out of respect for her privacy, we will not be releasing the content of those searches at this time.
What else did they see on her phone that they can't release to us right now?
I think I really feel like that's a blanket threat. They are setting her up for a checkmate.
Think so?
We need some answers because right now we don't got nothing.
That's why they're giving us the bare minimum in this press conference.
I think it's a blanket threat. We got a little bit more. You need to go ahead and talk to us before we put more out.
So you don't think it could be a video of her cutting herself or something like that?
No. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of times in the media, they don't post self-harm or unaliving yourself because they don't want to excite people that may be thinking about doing those kind of things. They don't post that in the news.
I think after speaking with her, they know what kind of, because they approach different criminals or suspects differently. They know what kind of female they're dealing with, and they know she's going to crack. She's going to talk. If it's not this week, next week, she's going to talk, and she's going to tell it all. No, not to them.
It might be the Red Roof.
She's going to talk to the cousin, the boyfriend that's not the boyfriend if he's going to listen, the other alleged men. She's going to talk to someone. So that's why they're not trying to put too much out there, because she's going to tell it all. If she's willing to discuss, they made her get naked but keep her socks but kept $107. And it's like, at this point, what was y'all purpose of taking her?
Just get a couple pictures of her boobs, her butt, and
y'all didn't have sexual intercourse with her as she can recall. You didn't take her money, you didn't take her phone, you didn't take her wig, you didn't take her watch, you didn't take her car. So what was your intention of taking her in the neighborhood that she could escape and make it home?
This is what I said, and I'm saying it again. The reason they didn't take anything but some pictures is because that wasn't an intended target. Because if black women go missing, they would an old dude or their uncle kidnapped them. Let's keep playing.
We've asked to interview Carlee a second time, but have not been granted that request. As you can see, there are many questions left to be answered, but only Carlee can provide those answers. What we can say is that we've been unable to verify most of Carlee's initial statement made to investigators.
See, what he wanted to say is, we ain't found no proof, and she a lying bitch. That's what he wanted to say, but he got to be professional. But since we on my podcast, I can say that.
And we have no reason to believe that there is a threat to the public safety related to this particular case. Thank you very much.
How do y'all have well, I guess they ongoing investigation. If they say there's no public threat, but they still having an ongoing investigation, that means they investigating her, right?
Mm-hmm. They're still trying to find a crime.
They investigating her.
Yeah, they're still trying to find a crime to put on her, because at this point they don't have a crime for her.
Oh, her statement right now, if it doesn't if it doesn't pan out, she's lied to an officer. They don't even know what crimes. That's a crime. It's a misdemeanor, I believe, but it is a crime.
With that, we'll open the floor for some questions. Please raise your hand and I will call on you.
You're wearing that jacket.
Do you expect any charges against Carlee?
That jacket clean.
In connection with the disappearance and in connection with what was taken from the Woodhouse Spa?
Right now, our focus is to determine those 49 hours, so the investigation continues. So to be perfectly honest with you, that hasn't even entered our mind or been discussed.
The answer is yes.
Well, I think the family has stated to us that they didn't think that in her mental state right now, because of trauma of the incident, that she's not ready to talk, is what we've been told.
I'm so upset with this, because the parents could have got ahead of this and said, my daughter has been suffering from some type of mental issue.
Even depression.
They could have said that, because even if, let's say hypothetically, she really went missing, I could still put that out there. But like y'all knew y'all daughter wasn't gone. Like you as a parent, you know what your child will and won't do for the most part, right? So, and if we got too many accounts of people saying that she did this before in high school, so your daughter would, play on it and act like that. Come on, yeah, she a loony, like. So that's what I would have did. I would have got ahead of it and said, my daughter suffered from mental illness. But y'all going to the Today Show and double down on this.
They don't want to make a statement, but you're on the news.
And then I got a question. Like I told you, when I seen the mama name was hyphenated, I knew she was one of them. She the one that wore the pants, because, bro, why are you letting your wife and your daughter run amok like this? You ain't checking them. You ain't saying nothing. You ain't speaking out. You look docile. You look weak. You don't even want to be in the interview. You're not saying nothing. You're not speaking up. Like, oh, I need to find my, like, in a manner where, like, if a nigga took my daughter, it's gonna be some, retribution. Like, none of that. Like, you look very weak.
He doesn't have that backbone.
Right.
You don't have that backbone.
And it's just sad. It's really sad.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Question for Chief. You stated that the abductor had orange hair. Was this abductor black male? Was it female? Black female? White female?
I believe it's a white male. Am I correct by saying that? Was it ever? Yeah, white male.
Oh, they definitely finna get her ass. Now she said a white man kidnapped her.
It's on.
A white man. They might have gave her a little leniency. She said black, but she said a white man kidnapped her.
They're gonna find another paw print and get another clue, because it's on. You don't play with white folks like that.
Oh man, yeah. They finna put her on that. She going to jail. You ain't gonna play with no white man like that.
This alleged abductor yet on loose in the Hoover area?
Don't believe so.
It was that for me.
Has a toxicology report been done, and were any drugs or illegal substances found in her system?
We have no report of that.
Is any indication of mental illness in this case?
Not that I'm aware of.
Lisa.
There's been a concern in the community that if this turned out not to be a true story, that the next time a young woman of color was missing, that it might not be taken seriously. How would you respond to that?
I'd respond to say that we investigate every crime to the fullest, just like we have this one.
We look at body language. Y'all see how he looked down like these bitches, they fucked up that. Y'all didn't see that?
I think that, and I have an opposing view from a lot of people, but I think that question was like, some may find it important. What is it going to do today? Like, I don't feel like there is going to be less. If a girl went missing next month, that they would be like, Hoover Police would be like, well, y'all know what happened with Carlee, so y'all handle it yourselves. We're not going to do anything about it. I think when negative attention comes to a city, they're going to be more prompt to investigate, right? So if somebody's saying on the side of your highway in your jurisdiction, somebody was snatched up and they are on the loose potentially in your area, I think that place is going to respond in a violent way, right? If it's a softball thing, this person was supposed to walk home and they didn't make it home. Like there was no other type of pressing concern. Like we don't see this person, their purse is 10 yards away from where their car is. You know what I mean? There's
So you don't think it'll be like, let's say hypothetically, a black woman calls in distress, has an issue, and the dispatcher says, okay, I'm going to send someone out there, and she waits 5 minutes longer.
It isn't an experience I've had. So
No, I'm saying because you got to think about it.
It's not an opinion I share.
It's still people behind the stuff that's need to be done, and people have biases and racism and prejudices and be angry about certain things. And so let's say the woman that was received her call, and everybody's saying, now why didn't you stay on the phone with her? Now people might be looking at her, she might be under scrutiny by how she does her job. So it might be a thing where the next time somebody calls, she might say, fuck it, the last time somebody did that, they questioned my job, I might just say, I'll send this in 5 minutes.
Maybe so. That would be negligence of the job.
Yeah.
But that doesn't determine, that isn't just because that person is African American or not. I don't feel like that's going to make a difference in the situation. If that person was going to be delayed in calling, they were just going to be delayed in calling. I don't think it's going to be specific to, it's a black woman calling, but now it's a Asian woman calling, or now it's a Hispanic woman calling. I personally don't think that would be a thing unless that person just had a preconceived notion that they're going to do that. I don't think it's going to be birthed from Carlee.
What you think?
That's the problem that I have with it being in Hoover. We have so many bad circumstances, the mall incident and the riot, and how we as Black people feel about Hoover overall. That's why people did not want to help. That's why I wish it was Birmingham, because even with this press conference, with the people asking questions, like you said, is it important? It's not so much important, but we still don't have any African American representation. It should have been someone of our race asking the questions that we want the answers to.
I think that lady was African American.
She sounded white, but
she sounded Caucasian to me. I mean, either way, I just feel if our presence was there, it would be more reciprocated, because it's like no one's speaking up and asking the questions for us. Like when stuff happens in Birmingham, the little light-skinned dude that pops up at all the homicide scenes, and we get excited because we feel like he's speaking for us and he's talking to us. But this happened in Hoover, and it's coming from Hoover, and from this press conference, we're not gaining anything.
Daphne said, how would the operator know that this person know this person's race? I would say you could just hear it in the way they talk.
Yeah.
I think that's subjective, though.
Not saying that's 100%. But if you if let's say shouted from the hood calling, you could differentiate between how she sounds compared to a white girl that's in the valley. You feel what I'm saying? Like that, those voices are gonna sound two totally different diction, slangs, like I said, nuances in the voice. You can tell by how people talk, typically their race. Like I said, unless you like maybe like a California where pretty much most of all the people kind of sound the same, unless it's like the slang, you know what I'm saying? But like hearing like when I used to work in Spain Park, the kids, even the black kids, talk different over there. So if you're in Spain Park, you might in Hoover, you might say, I don't know, but like I said, I just think you could tell by the voice.
Was she traveling with anyone? Excuse me. Was she traveling with anyone since the time she disappeared, to your knowledge?
And not to my knowledge.
Chief, I know you said you weren't able to verify a lot of aspects of the story. Where do you think she went, and how would you characterize what happened here?
That's the $100 question. We pretty much know exactly what took place from the time she left work until she got on the 911 call, and we can see getting out of the car on the interstate from that footage. And after that, I think she only knows. We don't know.
Well, one quick follow-up. Her parents. Did you speak with Carlee's parents, and why do you think it is they were so adamant that there was an abductor?
Yeah, I think parents are believing what their daughter's saying, and we've had a very good rapport with the parents, met with them on several occasions. I've talked to them today a few times, and to make them understand that we're under pressure from our community, not only in our community of the state, but nationally when the story hit. And I just wanted them to understand that today we were going to have a press conference, and what we were going to detail today are facts. And everything that I've told you today is actual facts. It's not innuendos. It's not what I think. It's not what these detectives think. It is the factual information that we have.
How much time do you think you'll give the family before going back to Carlee for sentencing?
Well, I think our detectives have talked to the parents, and we're ready. We're ready to talk as soon as she's ready. So, she called right now. We're ready.
You've had one word to describe what went on. What would that be?
How about unknown? We know the facts that we have. Everything else is unknown at this time.
Chaos.
I don't know if they're gonna ask this going forward, but I wish somebody would ask him. Did you see Carlee? And when you seen Carlee, did she look like she had to fight for her life?
I don't think they're going to ask that at this point.
No, and I think that's a subjective question.
If you say you fight for your life, a little cut on your lip, when people talking about they tying you up and stuff like that, and you got to think about it. She made sure she said in her interview they didn't want to tie her wrist up a certain type of way to not leave bruising. But then the mother say she said her daughter said to fight for her life?
What the subjective part is what people consider fighting for their life, right? What most people would think would be physical, right? I'm fighting for my life. But when people be like, all my life I had to fight, we don't think they talk about every day they was trying to beat people up to walk to school and do all that kind of stuff. I also think that could include mental struggles, things that set you back too. So it depends on what that person considers fighting for their life. Carlee could have said she fought for her life. And it may not have taken place in doing something physical.
Saying all my life I had to fight is a string of years you didn't work. We talking about in an instance I had to fight for my life. So if you take all my life I had to fight and put it in an instant, it's going to show everything you've been through. If that was a car accident, if that was not going home, if that was a light bill going off, or if that was you couldn't get a haircut, that's all your life you had to fight. But an instant, it's gonna look different.
Those 2 days, I was mentally struggling. I was really fighting to stay sane. It could mean so many different things to so many different people. I don't think he could accurately answer that question unless you said, did she have any physical bruises that looked like she was in any trauma?
Because she didn't even commit to the kidnapping. Like, she could have beat herself up. She came home with a cut on her lip.
So, I mean, I feel like people's minds go different ways. That's why we have so many different opinions. We have so many people on each side. So that's not concrete, or the question is not precise enough for him to give an answer on behalf of what the evidence has.
Plus, he really doesn't know. Because by the time they talked to her, it was like a day later.
Have the past few days been like for you, your department? This has been a stressful search, hasn't it?
Well, absolutely. And again, the focus of the investigation that Thursday when she went missing, of course, the focus was to get Carlee home. That's what we want all. We wanted her safe and sound. And that's all happened. And then, of course, this has gotten to be not only a local state story, but a national story. So, it is. It's a lot of stress on everyone in the Hoover Police Department, the mayor, every citizen here. We want to know the truth.
As you stand here, are you frustrated?
I wouldn't say I'm frustrated. I mean, I'm very happy that Carlee's home. That was the main ingredient here, and then we'll figure it out. I promise you that we'll end up figuring it out.
Any idea about the number of manpower hours or the expense of the all the rest of the search that might cost the city and the state and federal government.
Yeah, we haven't had time to consider that, but it's again, these detectives that are here, this is just a small group of people that have been associated with this case. We have put every available resource that we have on this case because we wanted to make sure that we found out everything. We wanted to get her home, and we have.
Chief, is there any prior indication of mental health problems?
Not that I'm aware of.
Could you just expand?
I think it's when we go to video.
People from the state, federal resources brought in, what were they doing exactly as you all were searching for them? Can you just expand on that?
Sure. A lot of the from the FBI side, several agents helping us interview. I mean, as you well know, in a case like this, especially when it goes national, we got hundreds and hundreds of calls. And when you get those calls, some of them may just be outlandish, but you've got to follow up on them because you never know that you may get that one tidbit. And I'd also say too that we had a great cooperation with the family. The family received hundreds and hundreds of tips, and every time they got a tip, they sent it to us.
Would you say a crime has been committed?
No, we have not determined that. No.
Keith Mims, WAGG 610 Summit Media. Question for Chief. With all the searches that you mentioned, Chief, that were on Carlee's phone, does that kind of give you an indication of her mind state during this ordeal, 48 hours that she went missing?
Well, again, we want to talk in facts, and I do think it's highly unusual to the day that someone gets kidnapped, that 7 hours, 8 hours before that they're searching the internet, Googling the movie Taken about an abduction. I find that very, very strange. Yes.
Do you feel confident, do your investigators feel confident that you know why Carlee Russell may have done this?
No, we do not know. Absolutely not.
Let me call them.
He didn't even say that we don't know what she did though.
They know what she did.
Made up some.
They are forcing her hand.
But I'm saying he didn't even say we investigating or she was adopted. Like why she did this. He said we don't know why she did this. Like she's not a victim anymore.
Reading in between the lines, it's saying we don't know why she did this stupid stuff because she wasn't abducted. She wasn't raped. We don't know what's going on.
Chief, can you explain for us? You mentioned that while I believe you said Carlee was on the phone with 911, she was traveling 6 football fields, which tells you what?
Which tells me that I've had kids, and I'm sure a lot of people here have, and it's very, very, again, she said it, and I'm not saying it couldn't happen because I've always been one of these guys, never say never, but 6 football fields. I like athletics, I like football. 6 football fields. To think that a toddler, barefoot, that could be 3 or 4 years old, is going to travel 6 football fields without getting in the roadway, without crying, without any just moving down. It's just very hard for me to understand.
Chief, have you used any technology to enhance that video from 459? And did you see a man grab her?
We did not see, from what we can tell, we don't see anybody on the interstate other than her car and then someone getting out of her driver's side.
Another thing, if she was riding on that median that long with her lights, you might have thought you could have saw somebody ahead of her, but you didn't see. Excuse me, you didn't see anybody like ahead of her in the bushes, the bushes moving a certain type of way. None of that.
I like the way he said, "What you see is her car." He didn't say you see her. So what you see is her car.
And let's talk about this too. She said this last night. It's a weight requirement to get kidnapped. It is a weight requirement to get kidnapped. And Shawty, from the pictures that I seen, didn't look like just a small woman that you could just, knock out and throw over your shoulder and run and hop a gate and do all of this stuff. Now, I don't know. The pictures could be deceiving. I haven't been around her. You say you've been around her?
Mm-hmm. She's shapely. I mean, she's not big, but she has like
she like my weight.
Cute little body.
She's smaller.
I would say she's smaller than you. Yeah.
She over 170 pounds.
Why we gotta put my weight out there like that though?
Oh, I ain't saying.
I don't know. Because she's bigger than me.
How much do you weigh? If you would like to discuss. So you 150.
150, yeah.
But you tall, okay. But she bigger than you, and she's shorter than you.
She's shapely, like she got
breasts and hips and all that.
She's cute.
I'm gonna say this: most men weak, so I doubt they could kidnap her unless it's
Well, she said he forced her down, and he never said he picked her up.
Side. We have sent that off to the FBI for enhancement. It has not been returned.
Do you think in this case that charges will be forthcoming towards Carlee Russell, and how serious of a crime is it to not only fabricate a 911 call, but to lie to law enforcement during an investigation?
Well, again, that's not something that we've discussed as we're going through the still investigation. But
very serious.
People have to understand that when someone says something like this, we put every available resource. Everybody comes together from state, local, federal. It's just a lot of work, and gentleman early said frustrated. I mean, it is a little frustrating to think that all this has been done and we can't find anything out.
Zach, I agree. I definitely think this is some mental issues.
Did anyone see her calling in from the side of the road when she made that 911 call?
Not to my knowledge.
All right, last question here.
Is this investigation held up until you can speak once again to Carlee Russell?
Well, there's a few things that we're still doing, but obviously we want to talk to Carlee as soon as we can and do an in-depth interview. And at that time, I think we'll have these investigators doing some other things. So
that's all the questions we're going to answer today. We appreciate you guys coming, and we'll be following up with you.
Oh, I do want to say two things. So number one, and this is going to sound pretty bad, but I hope everybody can hear where I'm coming from. When you say that someone has a mental illness and you use why they have done or said certain things, it takes the ability for that person to have accountability out of the way, right? Because, that person has depression. That's why they're doing that, and not holding that person accountable, for one. Number two, I think as society, we have now started to use mental health as a way to cover up or dismiss bad behavior. Yeah. So you can say, I have lied to the police. I have lied to my friends and my family, the people that support me and help take care of me. I have stolen from my job. I have, Googled these things, made false police reports, but I'm also not really feeling too good mentally. So you should excuse that because I'm not doing so good right now. And that when you try to place mental illness on people, or when you try to place, use mental illness as a way to distract, that person can never be held accountable. So if you don't know for a fact that she's mentally ill, you saying that she's going through depression and this, that, and third, it is taking the accountability off of her actions and placing it on something else that would make her not normally act that way.
But it's also going to help her beat these charges that are going to appear at some point.
You can't plead insanity in the state of Alabama.
So I got a question. Is for Ashanti.
Wait 1 second. What if it goes federal?
Because they didn't cross state lines, I don't think it's going to go federal.
He kept mentioning FBI.
Yeah, they did intelligence, but I don't think the feds can get involved.
They might pick it up if the state just lets this go.
I don't think they
might pick it up.
You don't think they're gonna do that?
They've done what they need to do. They do the artificial intelligence, or not artificial intelligence.
Crime, they're gonna find something to charge her with.
Yeah, but not the feds.
So I got a question for you, Ashanti. Is there any mental illness or mental illness that you think that it's okay for a person to not have accountability for?
I think I don't know.
Like if you were schizophrenic, do you think we should hold a person that does something wild? Maybe not far as like murder or rape, but let's say they stole something and they schizophrenic. Would you be like, oh, they're schizophrenic, we can let that slide?
Do I think that person should be absolved of consequence? I do not think so. I think they should have some form of consequence. Do I think that their consequence should be at the same intensity of someone in there without a mental or intellectual disability? I do not. Right. So I think that they should still suffer some type of punishment, but I think it should be curated so that person can receive that punishment in whatever mental state that they're in and process it.
I do believe passion's a crime.
Alex, I agree too.
Yeah, passion a crime.
I do believe like passion's a crime. Like when you basically snap, and women do get away due to Passion, and the same thing with men, passionate crime.
But that's not recognized in every state.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I don't think. As a matter of fact, I think they probably, because I just researched this recently. But passionate crime was invented because men at a certain point around the '60s, I think, was like just they was catching their wives and girlfriends cheating. Like this was the rise of when women was, liberation
City
and
girls
feminist
were
movement
created.
and all that. And the men was just going off and just, killing their wives and girlfriends. And that's where crime and passion came about. But I don't think I don't even think Alabama recognized that. Like Alabama is one of those.
A lot.
Yeah, Alabama one of those states where if you do a crime, it don't matter your mental state or none of that. What you was going through. If you do the crime, you're gonna do the time.
And then, like in crime of passion, it's so many stipulations to make it option to plead. So, like, if we were in this room and I were to go out and get a baseball bat and come back in here, it's no longer considered a crime of passion.
That's
right.
Yeah, it's premeditated.
But if I catch my wife in the bed with a dude and I just jump on him and kill him, that's different.
Yeah, because it's all in the same.
Yeah.
In the same way, but then it depends on how you were to unalive that person, right? Because if you do it from the back, they still would not consider that a crime of passion.
It's like excessive, I think. You keep.
No, I think excessive is part of crime of passion because then they be like, oh, the woman stabbed him 36 times. You could tell she was, upset because, he was dead by the time she stabbed him the 5th time. Like when you doing that, I think you get the crime.
But if that person was like trying to flee, like he trying to run out the house and and the crime started in the bedroom and he like got unalived in the living room, they will no longer consider that a crime of passion.
Yeah, it's been a good talk today, guys. Like I said, I take people black cards. Your black card is officially revoked. Ashanti doesn't have her. Well, I said I'm gonna give you a pass in your black card.
Yeah.
Cause she was trying to tell me I shouldn't.
Manila card.
I came around. No, baby. My card is black. Okay, because I came through with the facts yesterday.
You did. She came through
I
with the
did some
facts.
peddling. Y'all don't know. I had a Target receipt, but Hoover put it out before I could get it out on the live.
Well, you should put it out on your live tonight. Y'all make sure y'all go watch Ashanti tonight. She gonna go live later on, supposedly.
I know. Look, I think we're gonna do it at 8:30, you guys. I'm gonna try to do it by myself. We're gonna just rock with me. But y'all want the lines to be open. Okay. So we're gonna have the lines open where y'all can call in, y'all can talk about this press conference, get your transgressions out. Look, if somebody know Carlee, tell her to come on the show. I'll put it out in a very nice, professional way. We can put her story out.
Yeah, hey, ain't nobody want to call in right now?
Yeah, do y'all want to call in?
If anybody don't know, do y'all want to call in right now? I think Ashanti got her phone on her. I don't got my Google Voice set up on this new phone.
DM, so I'll ask.
You gonna talk to the boy? What kind of work you doing in the boyfriend DMs?
We can talk after this.
We going to redo the trail at nighttime. The route that she possibly went after 2 a.m.
Oh, so y'all gonna rewalk it?
Yeah,
that'd be good content.
Candlelit.
So you and the boyfriend going out there candlelit and rewalking.
A baby.
Y'all gonna y'all already doing a reenactment. Is it gonna be XXX rated?
Oh God.
Yeah.
It's gonna be X.
You gotta wait in line since they is after him. They after his body.
Man. I don't know that man, but y'all did send me his IG.
Yeah.
So I might slide.
They after you, friend.
Dang. But look, we about to get on about here. We had to do this press conference because we was all in shock. Like we didn't think they was gonna say this. Well, we knew they was lying.
Yeah.
We knew they was lying. Like we knew she was lying. So I just thought they was gonna go in and tell us they ended their investigation today. But they still saying it's an ongoing investigation. I think they saying that because they letting us know they searching Carlee and stuff like this. So, and I knew this shit had got big because when Candace Owens and other people talking about how they didn't believe Carlee, and the story sounded crazy. Because I'm telling y'all, nobody ever. You're not gonna lure a black woman with a baby. I'm sorry. That didn't make sense.
Yeah. If y'all on the live, do y'all want to call in real quick? Excuse me, before we get off. Answer yes or no.
Yes or no. Y'all in the comment section. Y'all make sure y'all like the video if you're watching. Like the video if you're watching.
And share it.
And share the video.
And make sure you like the page, the New Normal Podcast. Make sure you
like the page too. Who is Jay Who?
Jay Who?
No, it doesn't.
Zach.
Oh, he must talk to somebody else in the comment section. Well, y'all make sure y'all like the video. I think we're going to get up out of here. I gotta go get my kids.
Same here.
And I appreciate you guys coming through, telling me y'all handles, where they can reach y'all at, stuff like that.
Follow me on pinkempirellc.com, Pink Empire LLC on IG and on Facebook. And of course, you can catch me occasionally at Ashanti After 9. I think she's going to be streaming tonight at 8:30.
Yes. So y'all know it's your favorite controversial queen in the building. I'm going to be trying to stream for the first time at 8:30 tonight. You can find me at Ashanti After 9 on Facebook and Ashanti After 9 on YouTube, all social media platforms. Make sure you follow the page. Make sure you like the New Normal podcast. Make sure you give us a thumbs up. You hit the reaction button. You comment, share it with a friend. Tell everybody, okay, we got the podcast with all the topics. So you don't want to be nowhere else but here.
Yeah, but the next one we should do is the girl at Montgomery. We should go and research that one because she came home, I think, the same day as Carlee.
Okay.
We should do that one next.
I'll put my ear to the streets.
Okay. But thank you guys for tuning in to the New Normal Podcast. Y'all make sure y'all share this video. Get it out there. Y'all make sure y'all like the video. I want to tell everybody thank y'all for tuning in. I enjoy y'all. I love y'all. Any eyes, engagement, stuff like that. I really appreciate it. You can also find me on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. And my TikTok been going up a little bit lately. I've been working on that, trying to get it. You know, TikTok it's
hard. It's hard work.
Know.
I think I figured it out. I'm finna see if I can I got 777 right now on TikTok. I'm finna try to see in 30 days if I can get to 1,000 because that live stream is when your shit really go up. So.
Well, you have to get to 10,000 to go live.
No, you don't. It's 1,000.
I need to get to working.
Yeah, it's only 1,000. Yeah.
So, you need to do. Okay. All right, y'all.
All right. We just talking now.
Thank
y'all
for
tuning in, and we gone.